Hello again. Day 2 in Gangapur begins at dawn, and today's plan is nothing short of divine. The revered Ashtatirtha Snanam, temple visits, and magnificent Nirguna Mutt, and a full circle return to Sangam. Ready to walk through the miracles? Let's begin. We started from Avadhuta Ashram early in the morning around 6:30 am. The town was slowly waking up, and the spiritual energy was already buzzing. The first thing on the checklist was Ashtatirtha Snanam. Now the Ashtatirtha Snanam can be done in two ways. Either walk the 4.7 km trail, misting all the Tirthas on foot, or hire an auto. The private autos charge around 800 to 1000 rupees and will take you to all the Tirthas and back. The share autos are available as well, charging 150 to 250 rupees per person. But we chose to walk. Why? Because every step on the sacred soil is a prayer in itself. To walk on the land where Nrsimha Saraswati Swami once walked daily. Our journey began at Shatkula Tirtham and Manohara Tirtham, right near the Sangam. These are the first two of the Ashtatirthas. It is believed that Lord Shiva itself blessed these waters, that bathing here would wash away any physical ailment and rejuvenate the body and soul. Our next stop was Bhasma Hill, a truly mystic site. Here, Lord Parashurama, the sixth incarnation of Vishnu, is said to have meditated. The earth here, when mixed with Vibhuti, as the devotees believe, can heal diseases. People roll over in the sacred mud, believing it protects from evil, illness and sorrow. At a corner, there is a small temple with the Padukas or footprints of Sri Dattatreya Swami and beautiful idols of both Dattatreya and Parashurama. The wind was strong, the silence louder than any chant. Further down the trail, we reached Vishranti Katta. This place calls for an interesting anecdote from Swami's life. A devotee named Parvati Shudu, a simple farmer, used to offer Sashtanga Namaskaram to Swami every day. One day, Swami stopped and asked him what he wished for. The farmer requested Swami's divine presence in the field. The crop had just started to grow. Swami smiled, stepped into the field, and after a moment asked him to harvest the crop immediately if he believed in him. Parvati Shudu reaped the entire crop despite pleas from his wife and son. The next 2 weeks, it was horrendously raining. The farms of the nearby farmers were all wet in rain and rotten. After the rain got subsided and when there was sun, seedlings started to grow in his farm. The farmer's crop grew abundantly and was about 5 to 6 times more than his usual harvest. He distributed most of it to the families who had lost their harvest. Faith, when placed in the divine, never goes unanswered. Our next stop was Naganath Temple, where Swami's grace took a mystical turn. One night during a storm, Swami asked his disciple Sayam Devudu to bring back hot charcoal from the mud. It was raining torrentially. Sayam Devudu obeyed without a word. But Swami warned him not to look back. However, Sayam Devudu on his return looked back, curiosity overtaking him. He saw two giant snakes following him. Terrified, he ran for his life. He prayed to Swami, and the moment he reached a safe clearing, everything went calm. There in the moonlight sat Swami in meditation, surrounded by 1,000 lamps. As Sayam Devudu narrates how the two snakes chased him, Swami revealed that the snakes were sent to protect him. The exact spot where Sayam Devudu got Sarpa Sakshatkaram is now the Naganath Temple. Next came the Bhagirathi Tirtham, also called Varanasi Tirtham. A devotee named Goswami used to meditate here and declared the spot to be as sacred as Kashi. His skeptical brothers mocked him. He looked skyward and prayed to Lord Shiva, and in divine response, Shiva manifested here, promising to stay in Linga form, and created a Manikarnika Ghat, an invisible form in the Tirtham. This place now holds the same energy as Kashi Vishwanath. Surrounded by trees, it's hidden in foliage, but its presence is powerful. Next, it was Papa Vinashini Tirtham. Swami once advised his sister Ratnabai, who was suffering from leprosy, to bathe here. Her ailment was traced to past life karmas, unknowingly killing kittens and triggering quarrels between couples. She followed Swami's guidance of taking holy dip in the Tirtham and was completely cured. Today, devotees bathe here to cleanse themselves of sins intentional or not. As we moved further, we reached Koti Tirtham. The legend says that all the thousands of holy Tirthams of Jambu Dweepam merge here in Koti Tirtham in Gangapur, just as Swami Pushkarni in Tirumala. One dip here equals bathing in all the sacred Tirthams. Especially on Paurnami, Amavasya and solstices, it becomes a cosmic energy point. The next Tirtham is Rudrapada Tirtham. It is said to be equal to Gaya. Performing Pinda Pradhanam here grants your ancestors Akshay Punya Lokas, the eternal spiritual realms. Even remembering them mentally is considered powerful here. A few steps further is Chakra Tirtham, associated with Chakreshwara Swami. This Tirtham is known to help those struggling with learning, speech or focus. Devotees believe children bathing here develop clarity and brilliance. On the way to the last Tirtham is Mahasati Katta. It tells a tale about a loving couple from Mahur. Once the husband fell terribly sick, so much so that he neared death. On his parents' suggestion, she brought her ill husband to Ganagapur to meet Swami. Unfortunately, the husband died on the journey. In despair, she vowed to do sati. A sage intervened and told her to meet Swami first. She obliged and went to meet Swami. On finding him, she fell at his feet. He gently said, "Why are you crying, child? Saubhagyavati Bhava." People nearby scoffed, knowing her husband lay dead on a pyre. Swami sprinkled Sangam water on him and the man rose, alive and healed. That miraculous spot is Satikatta. This final Tirtham is slightly farther. A short walk from Kalleshwara temple across sandy paths lead to Manmada Tirtham. It's said to resolve marital issues, bless couples with harmony, and even aid those seeking children. We took our dips in reverence. Finally, we ended the Tirtha Snan with darshan at Kalleshwara Swami temple. It is said to be equivalent to Gokarna Mahabaleshwara. The temple houses deities of Lord Shiva, Lord Shani, Durga Mata, Panchamukhi Ganesha and Navagrahas. Towering trees shade its peaceful courtyard. Here, we performed Telabhishekam to Shani Dev, a ritual believed to bring relief from karmic hardships. At every Tirtham, we did 3 holy dips, offered prayers at every temple, and finally made our way back to the ashram. Tired, yes, but deeply fulfilled. After changing and resting briefly, we visited Ganagapur Datta temple, also known as Nirguna Mutt. It is a bit of a walk from the main road, shops on either side selling dhoop, vibhuti, photos, books, etc. It was crowded being Sunday. We entered via a side lane with a small door in the side of the temple. After a few lines and stairs, we got to have darshan of Dattatreya Swami. A large hall resonates with Guru Charitra Parayana, where devotees come seeking not just blessings but healing of mind, body and spirit. In the temple courtyard stands a fenced Ashwatha tree, the place where Swami freed a Brahma Rakshasa. The spirit and gratitude bless the spot. Anyone praying here with faith is believed to be freed from negative energies. We returned once more to Sangam Kshetra. Just like a circle, the journey ended where it began. Only now, we were not the same. We had seen, felt and walked with divinity. We distributed Pulihora, did Guru Charitra Parayana and took Datta Bhiksha, a tradition where devotees eat after taking Bhiksha from 3, 5 or 7 people or houses at the temple. It is said that if one bathes in the Sangam, reads Guru Charitra and accepts Bhiksha for 7 days, they are freed from sorrows and ailments. That night, we rested at Avadhuta Ashram, peaceful, content and grateful. The next morning, we packed up and began our return to Hyderabad, with hearts full of stories, miracles and blessings. Ganagapur isn't just a place on the map, it's a sacred rhythm, a circle of surrender, a sanctuary for the soul. If this yatra touched your heart, please like, share and subscribe to Bodha Hoots and tell us which moment stirred your soul the most. Until then, Om Shri Gurudev Datta.